Unless you've been living under a rock, you probably know about the Russell Brand allegations, but you probably don't know some of the aftermath, including a measure taken by the UK Parliament to try to possibly demonetize him. Welcome to Julie Noted, the portion of this show where I talk about the most timely developments in our news. In case you have been hiding under a rock, I'll give you a little bit of background information on this. Russell Brand is an actor. I believe he's also a musician, though honestly, I don't really follow his work besides the fact that he was briefly married to Katy Perry about 10 years ago. He has been accused of sexual assault and rape for conduct that he had between 2006 and 2013. The UK police has actually opened a sex crimes investigation of Russell Brand. Mr. Brand has denied these allegations vehemently. He has said that they are totally untrue. However, he has also recognized, including in one of the books that he has written, that during that time period, in an earlier iteration of himself and a few decades ago in his life, he was very promiscuous. He was very much into drugs and alcohol. He even admitted that he was a sex addict. But still, that may be the case, and that may, of course, not necessarily mean that you have taken part in these egregious acts. What has been so upsetting to see in the wake of this story is people on both sides of this debate or this debacle. By both sides, I mean people who do not support Russell Brand and people who do support Russell Brand, jumping to these conclusions and making gratuitous assertions about what he maybe did or maybe did not do. We don't know either way. This could be true, and we, of course, deserve to have all of the information made clear. That hopefully the UK police's sex crimes investigation will be impartial and objective and really get to the truth of what happened. But we also can't jump to the conclusion that it totally happened or that it totally didn't happen. We just have to see. So it's been hugely disappointing to see these people march forth with a kind of certainty. Now, what we can certainly condemn is an action that was taken by the UK Parliament. There was a letter that was sent to Rumble. Rumble, for those who also live under a rock, is a video streaming platform. Russell Brand has an account on Rumble. He has over 1.4 million followers, so quite a sizable audience there. So the UK Parliament, a member of the UK Parliament, sent a letter to Rumble that seemed a little bit shady, if you will, in terms of what this individual was getting at. This woman is named Dame Caroline Dinenage. She is the chair of the Culture, Media and Sports Committee in the UK Parliament. And she wrote to the CEO of Rumble, "Dear Chris, I'm writing concerning the serious allegations regarding Russell Brand in the context of him being a content provider on Rumble with more than 1.4 million followers. We are looking at his use of social media, including on Rumble, where he issued his preemptive response to the accusations made against him by the Sunday Times and Channel 4's dispatches. While we recognize that Rumble is not the creator of the content published by Mr. Brand, we are concerned that he may be able to profit from his content on the platform." She continues, "We would be grateful if you could confirm whether Mr. Brand is able to monetize his content, including his videos relating to the serious accusations against him. If so, we would like to know whether Rumble intends to join YouTube in suspending Mr. Brand's ability to earn money on the platform." Why is the UK Parliament writing a letter like this to Rumble? Mr. Brand is totally allowed to go on his social media platforms and deny the accusations that have been brought against him, and he is allowed to continue to accumulate a source of revenue, money, as a result of those opinions. I thought that we lived in a world that says innocent until proven guilty. That has certainly been the modus operandi in the Western world, in the United States and in the United Kingdom. The US and the UK have been very similar in their laws. I mean, we in the United States literally come from the legal heritage, if you will, of our once predecessors, the United Kingdom. So it is very disconcerting, to put it lightly, to see that the UK Parliament is trying to nudge Rumble a bit. Are you going to monetize this bigot, is essentially what they're saying. Are you going to give cover to a potential sex offender? It is so absurd. It is so illiberal and anti-democratic. We live in a world now that is not an innocent until proven guilty standard, but the exact opposite. Guilty until proven innocent with regard to some people. If you are a cis, white, hetero male, especially if you are a cis white hetero male who is conservative, you are more likely to be subjected to this guilty until proven innocent standard than if you are not. Russell Brand, the reason why I threw in conservative there is because over the past few years, he's been very vocal about some of his quote unquote conservative beliefs. Frankly, I don't think that they're very conservative. I think that they are more in accordance with common sense. Actually, Mr. Brand says that he is a liberal, but he just thinks that this woke culture has gotten out of control. But a lot of people see that as conservative, or they see it as a lèse-majesté against the ruling class, the ruling elite in power. That term that I just used, lèse-majesté, means a rebuke against the monarch, against the Democratic Party, against wokeism. If you rebuke that, then you are considered conservative and you are considered defective and evil. And that is clearly what is going on here. In not overt terms, I acknowledge, but the fact that the UK Parliament is even sending a letter like this indicates their view. And it is a form of intimidation. On a recent episode of Dennis and Julie, I remarked that ideologies are as much of luxuries as fine cars, fine jewelry, and fine vacations. In other words, it is a luxury to hold certain points of view. For instance, if you think that we can defund the police and replace a police force with mental health professionals who will help everyone become better and restrain violence, if you really believe that, that is a luxurious point of view to have. That is kind of a spoiled brat syndrome, that you have such a rosy picture of the world that you think that something like that will be able to work. Clearly, it indicates that you have not faced reality, the harsh components of reality, if you are so, frankly, naive to think that that is plausible. In addition to ideologies being luxuries, ideologies are also irresponsible. Some ideologies can be irresponsible. Some ideologies can be as irresponsible as drunk driving. And one of those ideologies that is irresponsible is this idea that we should just believe women at all times. We hear that in the United States and in the Western world. Believe women, believe all women with what they say, especially if they are accusing someone of sexual assault. We should not believe all women. We should believe women if there is reason for them to be believed, if they have provided enough evidence, as we will see or not see with this investigation into Russell Brand. But we shouldn't just blindly believe all women. But I want to point out that this slogan that we hear, people just parrot it because they think, oh, it's compassionate and oh, it's the right thing to do. No, that is an irresponsible slogan to parrot, because it starts with that slogan and it turns into something like this. What is happening right now to Russell Brand, where he is getting, or Rumble is getting letters saying that Russell Brand should be taken off of Rumble, where Russell Brand is being taken off of YouTube, this is an offshoot of the Believe All Women slogan and ideology. It starts small and in a classroom and in a boardroom and on a poster that is being carried around a women's march, and then it turns into something like this. This is a person's life. If he is guilty of this, shame on him. He deserves punishment and to go to jail. But we don't know that yet. And we ought to proceed with a judicious and cautious and fair approach. Thanks for listening. I'll see you soon.